What's up, guys? The Toronto Blue Jays defeat the New York Yankees in 4 games. And honestly, it was a Toronto buzzsaw, but you finally seen the effect of wild card games going to 3 games, meaning the Yankees had to start heel. The Toronto Blue Jays starting Gosman and having their pitching lined up and winning the division. Obviously, a huge key, as the Yankees were 1-10 in the Rogers Center this year. That's just some sort of a mental thing. But the Braves have some sort of a similar mental thing with the Blue Jays. Kinda. We looked terrible against the Blue Jays in the regular season the last couple of years. So I guess I feel the Yankees' pain in that regard. But they were a literal buzzsaw. Vlad Jr., big, massive, amazing moments. The grand slam, the first run on the solo homer, 10 hits, I believe. But the other guys made it where Vlad couldn't be the circle guy because everybody beat the Yankees in a myriad of ways. You got 6 guys that had at least three hits in a 4-game series. Ernie Clement, Addison Barger, Dalton Varsho, Alejandro Kirk. I mean, the list goes on and on. And that if you make Vlad Guerrero not the circle guy and he plays out of his mind where everybody can beat you, and the Yankees did a nice job on George Springer, but everybody else had very amazing impact. Kevin Gosman did his thing in Game 1. Obviously, the turning point was bases loaded, no outs for the Yankees, down 2-0 in the 6th. You got Aaron Judge to the plate, bases loaded, no outs. You get Gosman struck him out on a 97 up and in fastball, and then a nasty splitter down 3-2. It wasn't a Judge swing. He usually spits on that, but in the moment, struck out. And then you got Cody Bellinger. You got a Cody Bellinger bases loaded walk to make it 2-1, and then Ben Rice popped out, and then to third, and then Stan absolutely got his doors blown off by Varland. Just amazing 101 right by him. And then the offense took that momentum and rode it. But also if you're the Yankees, when Luke Weaver becomes not in the circle of trust, that really hampers you. Cruz had a big moment in the Boston series, but he can be effectively wild, and the Blue Jays did a nice job of spitting on some things there, and then it just kind of exploded Game 1. Then you feel okay with Max Fried on the mound, 11-1 after a loss, but he's had some postseason demons at times. Outside of the 2021 postseason for the Braves, he's had some struggles. Now there were some caveats in there where he had some injuries he was coming back from, so it's not the same. But again, those postseason demons were huge and unfortunate, because the Blue Jays in Game 2 just didn't step off the neck. Even the first inning where Max Fried was able to get a double play to get out of it, he had first and third, 1 out. So, and it was 12-0. At one point in that game, the Yankees did have a little bit of momentum, kind of garbage time-ish runs, but you thought that might help the momentum for game 3. And it didn't really. Vlad, 2-run homer, and a 4-run third to make it 6-1, but then the Blue Jays defense kind of let them down. But then Judge had his moment, first and second, down 6-3, took 100 miles an hour from Varland off the fair pole. to tie it 6-6. Then Jazz solo blast, and then you keep adding on. You feel like you got a chance. Cam Schlittler definitely made a big-time impression. That's probably the biggest positive out of this postseason for the Yankees, is that you got a dude in Cam Schlittler, because he even pitched well tonight, despite the score. Jazz Chisholm booting that potential double play ball, only down 2-1, and then Nathan Lucas coming up with a big knock off Devin Williams. I don't know why Devin Williams went away from his changeup after striking out Springer and going to 2 fastballs against Nathan Lucas. And he got burned by that. But again, every Blue Jay had a big moment of some sort at the plate. And Trey Savage becoming a savage in the playoffs. 5 1/3, no hit innings, 11 strikeouts, a Toronto Blue Jays rookie record, or Toronto Blue Jays record just in general. Him emerging really helps, especially with the unknown of Bassett and Scherzer. Whether he becomes a factor on the ALCS roster is yet to be seen, but you definitely got one in Gosman, and you got one in Trey Savage, so there's 2, and the bullpen's getting a little bit more confidence muscle, even though it's probably still a bit of a question mark. But if you get the right lanes, it could really work as it did tonight, as Fluharty was the only one to give up to Blemish. Despite all the base runners, they were able to walk the tightrope in Game 4 tonight, stranding first and second in the 6th, 7th, and bases loaded in the 8th. So the Yankees couldn't get the big hits. The Blue Jays avalanched with the big hits and were able to get the big outs when they needed to, and didn't beat themselves except for Game 3. They cleaned that up really, really nicely. They are just a well-rounded buzzsaw. And for the Yankees, it's very unfortunate. Judge did his part. I know he couldn't come through in Game 1, and that might have changed the entire tenor of the series, but Judge was amazing in the postseason. The numbers say that, but with the other guys had to do bigger things, and it didn't happen. October Stanton didn't show up. Bellinger was definitely quieter than they needed. Grisham, quieter. Bellinger, same. Defensive gaffes, defensive different things. It just wasn't, it was scratchy like the entire regular season was. And there wasn't another guy to help Judge. And that's basically the end-all, be-all of that series. Toronto absolutely pretty much demolished it. And it's well-deserved. Whatever, if it's Tigers or Seattle, it's going to be an epic series. Can't wait to watch it. As always, go Braves. Go baseball. The postseason's amazing. And congratulations to the Blue Jays. You guys are awesome and on a roll. And maybe that bullpen has kind of settled into their roles, which would be awesome for them. Because that's still their biggest question mark going forward. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, helps it a lot. Thanks, guys.